Welcome.
Wow. The burping curse.
Welcome to the burp house, everybody. Welcome to the
How was that breakfast food porn, by the way?
The breakfast food porn was great. That video was so gosh, the way they created that toast and merged it with a breakfast sandwich was Anyway.
All you people getting hot and steamy over toast, you sicken me.
Hey, don't blame the messenger. It was beautiful.
So yeah, welcome. This is the final chapter of the game, as we are now inside of a dollhouse representing, I guess, the frailty of our mind, or
fragility.
Fragility of our mind mixed with, again, the fact that we feel like we're being used by something. We're feeling like something's plaything. You see the metaphors.
Wait, is this the stage that the what's that one artist named Milena Mendez Dollhouse album was based off of?
Maybe? I don't know.
I'm sure. Wait, so someone actually made a full album inspired by this game?
And it's sort of based off it. There was a song called Dollhouse, Gingerbread Man, Tag, mostly dealing around like little girl stuff, but it had like a darker meaning behind it. So this is what it reminds it.
How recent was this?
This was back 2015. I don't know, or so.
It seems like I think this game came out around like 2013, 14 maybe.
I feel like I was pretty sure it came out before then, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought it came out before then too.
It was just barely after Bayonetta had come out, and that was like around 2012.
I don't know, it just reminds me of that album because I like listening to her music. And she recently came out with a new one called K-12, like kindergarten through 12th grade.
Right.
So yeah.
Interesting.
I like her music.
Let's see. This is just the doctor.
Please.
Is there save us?
Save us.
You know, that whole messaging aside, this place doesn't look quite as derelict and creepy as I thought it'd be.
Just wait.
Yeah, I know. It's probably going to come crumbling down within the next 2 minutes.
With every chapter we've seen so far, like the surface level seems fine. It's not until you dig deeper that things get worse.
I do have to say, Alice looks cute in pinks and blues.
She does.
With that weird, classic, stitch work kind of design. I think I want to go this way first.
Okay.
Let's see. Hey, Hype. I don't know if I'd ever asked. I'm curious. Are there any, scary horror series that you like?
Well, I'm not quite sure if I'm really the right person to ask, because horror in general, I don't personally gravitate towards.
Okay. But I guess that just makes me more interested in the. Oh jeez, that thing's smiling. I guess that just makes me more interested in asking then is as someone who's not typically a horror fan. I mean, I'm not much for scary movies, like the jump scare. What movies do you enjoy like that? What is you actually. You know what I'm trying to say? You're not someone who typically likes scary movies, but as someone, then what ones really have actually resonated with you or you find special?
Well, again, because I'm not that big into them, I haven't really gone out of my way to watch enough of them to have any one in particular resonate with me.
Can I actually add on to that real quick?
What's up?
If you in a way you could consider Don Bluth's films horror movies for kids.
Yeah, and also the movie Coraline could work as a horror-esque film.
Okay, well, I guess...
That too.
Yeah.
I guess if you want to go for that loop, I guess the closest thing I would have to that would probably be Coraline.
Same for 9, if anyone has seen that movie.
I've seen
it
9.
once, but it was years ago.
Oh, same.
I have not seen it at all.
Oh, it is fantastic, but oh god. It is just wow. Don't get attached to any character. Don't.
No, first off, spoilers to that then. But
Duly
secondly,
noted.
Isn't it the rule of thumb for manga/anime?
Pretty much.
I would argue that I think the thing with 9 is I agree with some people in that I think the short movie is a little bit better. I feel like the short movie says everything that the original. I think the original animated short that the film is based on kind of says everything without lasting 90 minutes. But that being said, I think they did a pretty solid job with taking that. I think they did a pretty solid job of taking the animated short, and I'm okay. I think they did a pretty good job of taking the animated short and expanding upon it with an actual lore and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds respectable, or at least.
Funny, it's 90 minutes long. It came out on September 9th of 2009.
It's like they were trying so hard to just, rub it all in.
I guess so.
I know Tim Burton did not direct, but he did produce that movie.
Yeah, he did produce
it,
the movie.
yeah. Hey, wouldn't Tim Burton's Night Before Christmas be considered sort of horror-esque as well? Oh, Jesus
I would say
Christ!
so, yeah. Oh, gosh.
Hello, Alice.
Honestly,
These are the
I
other
don't
orphan
think-
children.
I'm sure that there are people that disagree with me. I don't really think that Nightmare Before Christmas is scarring enough to really qualify as horror to me.
I mean,
Yeah, it's...
Honestly,
Sorry,
I'd honestly pick Beetlejuice as more of a horror film than Nightmare Before Christmas.
oh yeah, Beetlejuice is definitely horror-esque. No joke.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, when it comes to the Nightmare Before Christmas, I just see that I see that as a very similar tone to that of, like, say, medieval. It's not really so much a horror, it's just a gothic, fun movie.
Yeah, because of how
movies.
subtle it is.
Same with
I also
Corpse
like-
Bride as well.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
this house-
definitely.
This,
I
however,
also
not
like-
a whole lot of subtlety in the fear factor.
Oh,
Oh
of
god,
course not.
no.
I
Look
also
at these
like.
fi-
Oh yeah, no, these kids. Oh jeez. So they represent other children that are under the care of someone, and apparently they're running in fear because now we're about to start facing the doll enemies.
Oh. God.
These are the final. These are the
Jesus.
final enemies in the game we have to prepare for. They're heavily armored because of porcelain, and
Porcelain.
apparently the
No,
children
it's
are.
fine.
I'm sorry, real quick, considering we just finished it recently. Wow, I've always wanted one of those.
Damn it.
Yeah.
That would do
and that's-
Fiery
that-
Brat.
I'm sorry, I still think back to that every now and again. It's like, why, Luigi, of all things, would you have such fascination with a freaking doll head? That's
Honestly, a lot of the things I feel like the text descriptors were a little bit unfinished, so they used random
Oh,
placeholders
God.
here and there because he says a lot of. Anyway, that's
like,
mostly,
good grief.
I feel like some of them might be placeholders because he says a lot of weird things for random stuff. Like I think for some reason, doesn't he call like a set of weights a chair or something?
Maybe? I'm not
Well, there was
entirely
something
sure.
akin to that.
Well, honestly, like, the one I mentioned is, like, the only real standout example of something that seems kind of out of place. Because I'm sure, if anything, Luigi should be fucking terrified of that.
Maybe. Ow.
Come on.
I mean, honestly, just gonna say this right now, I'm sure it's probably gonna be out by the time...
What?
Oh, devil takes away.
No, thank you.
But anyway, what was I trying to say? It's gonna be out by the time this video pops up, but I'm just thinking, like, I wonder if one of the floors you'll come up to in Luigi's Mansion 3 might end up being like a dollhouse setting.
Oh, that would be
Which is
great.
funny, considering
Creepy
like
and
that's actually like a concept idea from the original Luigi's Mansion. Like there were several ideas for like where Mario or Luigi were gonna be having their adventure, and like one of them was like a typical Japanese fun house or a dollhouse, but then they just settled on a typical Western mansion.
Okay.
Considering how much variety they're putting in the 3, I would not put it past them to eventually put in a dollhouse. Why?
Why did I have to
I
be a
don't
doll's
know.
crotch of all things right now?
I don't
You're not gonna go
know.
that far.
I'm gonna go in here and get a little secret first. But yeah, and the children that we just saw that were all very unfortunately demented and stuff, or very modified
Mangled.
weirdly.
Let's go with mangled. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go with mangled.
They were running away because they were afraid of being quote unquote turned into dolls.
Oh.
Oh
so we're gonna
dear.
have to learn more about whatever the heck's going on in here later.
Anyway, I guess if we can go back to like the whole since you. No.
Close your eyes,
Sorry,
everybody.
alright,
This is
no,
we
gonna
have no
get...
choice. We have to go the frog's way.
Ask me what it means. Ask me what it means.
You know, considering I just recently
Anyway.
considering I just recently watched the full unedited reviews Saberspark did of freaking Once Upon a Girl. That's
I
just
did watch that
right.
too as well. Yes.
like
God, I forgot about that one.
I mean, no shock that like the censored version got demonetized, so it's like, and he said it himself. But he still felt obligated to do a full review of that thing anyway, even though it's something you can only really see privately.
You
And-
can see it
yeah.
on another
Messed
certain
up.
website that we shall not mention.
The things that he does for his fan
Oh come on!
base.
Don't worry, Pi. Everyone knows that Pornhub exists.
Pop porn.
Everybody the two things I know is that everybody knows Pornhub exists, and everybody knows that the comment section in Pornhub is typically more like polite and kind than a YouTube comment section.
Which
Yes,
is
it is. I look through
Yeah.
there sometimes. It's like,
which really says a
wow.
lot about our community.
Mhm.
I think I genuinely I've only seen it through glimpses on Reddit, but I think I genuinely saw something where a guy like tried two things. He was trying to like he had calculus homework from in like college, and he needed help trying to solve a problem. So first he asked the question in a YouTube comment section, just talking about like, oh hey, here's me doing some motorcycle tricks. He said, hey, can anybody help me with this problem? And I was like, oh, fuck off. Then he went to Pornhub and to and he was showing screen caps of the comment thread. He went to a random video on Pornhub and said, hey, the white rabbit.
Aww.
It's just a plushie though.
It's still cute,
But
though.
he
Look
went-
at him. He's all stuffed.
And hung.
but yeah, he went. Wow. Wow.
Okay,
Well.
as you were saying, Logan.
It's okay. It's okay. So see, again, they went to the Pornhub thing, left the comment, and some guy actually went all the way to like explaining how derivatives work and like linking him to another site. He's like, "Thank you," and you're just like,
oh my
Aw.
god!
"Yeah."
Actually, you know what? One thing I've heard, I don't know where I heard this, but don't they also do like game streams? Like there was one time where they hosted a Sonic Adventure 1 game stream there.
I think so.
I think so.
Like,
Yeah.
I forget what the
honestly,
game
like-
was.
Like unless the webcam of the stream shows the gamer nude, I cannot calculate how that makes sense.
It's just some people genuinely like their service or find it more stable or prefer things. Like I don't know. It's kind of like why.
It seems like
Even though-
when it comes to Pornhub, the rules are a little more
Lenient.
freeform there than they are on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's
they
a
are.
weird
On
thing.
the lenient side.
That and like for me, like, nah, I don't use Pornhub. I'm saying I stream gameplay footage to YouTube, but dang it,
Oh
That's a
god!
killer swing.
a spiky swing. See, I stream gameplay footage to YouTube, but I typically use Picarto or something as far as chat goes, just because I hate how YouTube's chat like system works. The way it works is the way the chat system works is it only displays usernames if you're typing like every 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And I like to be able to tell who's watching my stream in case like someone gets disconnected or something, so I don't go too far. And again, it's kind of just annoying. Anywho's,
I used to
But
stream
yeah, okay, so
on
that's fair.
Picardo. That's why it says whenever I'm on Picardo, it says Pymania streams here, but I don't really have OBS
fine.
anymore. I used to stream
But
on
yeah,
there, but that's it.
Yeah, but honestly, like, just we've gone far off tangent. Like, yeah, again, just
Fair.
the whole Frog's Way thing we just saw earlier. Again, it just makes me think back to Saber Sparks' unedited review of Once Upon a Girl, and it's just like, God, I think of all the things I'd be thinking about after all that.
Yeah.
yep. Excuse me. Thank you.
And for
Yeah.
those wondering, don't watch it unless you're insanely curious.
And alone, and
Or at
nobody's
least
ever
18
there.
above years of age.
Yeah, children beware. Not all Hanna-Barbera things are safe.
God,
Didn't
it's
they
so
also
weird.
But you know what?
collaborate with Disney as well with that?
Yeah, I hear that movie was made by ex-Disney and Hanna-Barbera animators, and they did get Frank Welker on the project, so let that speak volumes.
To be
Oh!
fair, they also did that. It's funny you mention that because just recently he did a video on another Hanna-Barbera project based on a comic called Fish Police.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They're not
That
sure
was
that-
like literally released today as of this
Yes.
recording.
Just as a heads up, don't show that to Pi.
But I want to
Okay.
watch it because I didn't subscribe to him. Because I usually
But
skip
yeah, as
his
far as-
stuff.
But yeah, as far as horror stuff goes, I'm not really a big fan of like outright scary stuff. Like I'll hear about it, or I'm always interested to see I'm always interested in the plot, which is why I'll either look up on Wikipedia what the plot was, or currently I've been watching a YouTube channel called Dead Meat. They do these things called kill counts, which are basically glorified summaries of horror movies, and they keep track of like how many people died in the movie and stuff like that. But beyond that, there we go. Beyond that, I'm usually more of a fan of like creepy, like thriller, suspense movies, or I'm not against dark comedies as well, like
Yeah.
stuff like Zombieland, or in more recent, the one that I like is Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh, real quick, speaking of Zombieland, do you have any plans on seeing Double Tap?
Yes.
I do want to.
that's
If it
close,
has,
but
if
okay.
it, no, I agree with. Well, no, I think it'd be just open to everybody. If it
Well,
has
to
as
anyone
much
that
fun
liked
as the,
first film.
Yeah.
if it has as much, yeah, a lot of people like that. If it has as much fun if it has as much fun with itself as the first movie did, then I'm up for seeing it. I don't want it to be, you know what it is. I don't want it to become like a sad sequel or whatever. I want it to be able to be just as strong and much of a cult classic as the original.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
I seen
I'll be
like
right
a
back,
horror.
guys.
I seen a
Okay.
horror-ass romance movie with zombies called Warm Bodies. For the
I enjoyed that.
Way
About
back.
If it's wrong to like it, then I will gladly consider that a guilty pleasure, and that I
Yeah.
feel like that to some extent I think it's better than Twilight.
Yes,
Well,
it does a
that-
lot
like, that's a
better
hard
with
achievement.
what it has in mind, and definitely kept what zombies are in pop media culture, because in the actual culture it's so much more different. I enjoy it
Right.
as is. I'm not a big fan of romance because being in so many relationships at once.
Oh.
Well, not at the same time.
Yeah.
Just want to clarify that. Like, I am like pretty numb when it comes to romance, unless I'm writing it for like my own characters and such. And when it's done in
Gotcha.
media, it better do it damn right, or else I'm gonna be pissed throughout the whole thing.
And you'll probably be rewriting it in a way you would better see fit.
Yes.
I just
Like,
imagine.
I could just imagine somewhere in your room is just a whole stack of papers of all the ships that you created and how you'd handle them.
Actually, you're
I
not
just
wrong. I
imag-
have stacks of sketchbooks of many couples that I made over the years.
I just
So
imagine.
you're not wrong, James.
I just imagine the second Pi sees a romantic thing that just doesn't work. It's just somebody cuts to her
It really is. All due
grumpily
respect-
pouting.
All due respect, Pi, it's really hard for us to gather what would be, when it comes to you and ships, it's hard to gather what would be an exaggeration and what would be accurate.
Like, honestly, I can just imagine it right now. Like, Pie's just holding a ship that, or just a love plot or whatever, like literally in the palm of her hands. And if she doesn't like it, she just goes all coo and stuff. Go like, no.
Oh boy.
Well, if you excuse me, I have a lot of reasons for why this ship doesn't work in this movie.
Oh,
Here is my paper.
Oh god. Oh no! It's a full novel.
What did I? Holy crap!
There's a lot of fighting, and we've unearthed Pi's desire to ensure the perfect ship.
Oh dear.
Yeah, she brought out her scrapbooks.
So, no, just to clarify, I just pulled out my essay for Queen. I want to break free video analysis.
That you're using as a disguise for the scrapbooks.
Yes. No, the actual sketchbooks are in my drawer. I can open them up and then just stack them up on my
There we
desk.
go.
You know what? I am so sorry I make that joke. Now I have this image in my mind where it basically is that, and you grabbed it by accident as opposed to the actual book, and you hand it to the teacher. It's like, I have questions, Pi. Why?
Why did your
I don't
ship
really
fly
get-
Cooper with Invader Zim? I was just young and stupid at the time, and yes, that is an actual ship I used to ship.
Sly Cooper.
Again,
and
it's hard.
Invader
Again,
Zim?
it's hard to tell what's exaggerated and what's accurate when it comes to that topic.
Oh, random topics. Now that you mentioned Invader Zim, and I'm not paying attention because I'm kind of like my eyes are glazing over watching this very unique original doll fight that we're watching. Ouch. Did we ever hear any new updates on that Destroy All Humans reboot or remake?
Nothing yet.
No.
No,
yeah,
nothing yet.
To be
Not
fair,
since
they
that
only-
one. Go ahead.
Trailer.
I was about to say. To be fair, the announcement for that was only about a month or so ago.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, it does not feel like it's been that long, but okay.
I like that kind of
Feels so
game
long.
concept.
Well, it's basically Grand Theft Auto taken to its
Yeah, I was about to say,
logical
I heard the
extreme.
first game was pretty decent.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, it is. It plays kind of like Grand Theft Auto in that you have a crime limit you want, but it's like it's basically brought to its like wackiest extreme. And of course, famously the fact that basically the emperor of the alien race is essentially just Zim.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a whole different universe, Zim actually runs his own little Urkin armada and takes over the
Like-
Earth. Like that'll
Did they
ever
go-
happen. I'm sorry, Zim.
Do they go whole hog and get Richard Horvitz to voice him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, it's-
All things considered, though, like that Zim being the emperor of their species really goes to show that his time as emperor really hasn't done much for his complexion.
honestly, I just think of that. I just imagine, if he does become emperor, you just cut to, a street corner on this planet, and you see a billboard of him as the emperor, and you see both of the tallesses just looking at the billboard and just weeping.
Oh my goodness, they
Yeah.
would weep, wouldn't they? Because they're such brats. They're spoiled brats.
Like, they didn't want to turn their ship around in the movies. Like, we could just go around.
But it has to
that
go in a
straight line.
I swear.
I do wonder how those two just came into power. I know there's no really context or lore when it comes to Invader Zim, but it makes you wonder. Just a little bit.
I honestly think it might have just been a case of nepotism or something. Maybe they had maybe their dear old uncle or whatever just gave them their right to power.
I can
Maybe.
go
Either
with
that. I was gonna say either that or because they're such bullies, they just found their way to, push everyone aside.
Yeah, like, we're taller, that makes us leaders. Like, okay, we don't really have much of leaders, so there you go. The end. That's how the tallest became the tallest.
And honestly, folks, I did kind of pull that one out of my ass. I'm not an avid Invader Zim watcher, so I
I
only know
can
so
agree
much
with
about
you
the
because
lore of
I'm
that series.
one, so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm one too. But anyway, I think that's it for this part. So join us for the next one as we continue on with the dollhouse. Later, guys.
Till next time, everybody.
Alright, time to go get my list and explain all my ships to you guys.